Hi y'all, welcome to my video on basing with sand. And by basing with sand I mean putting sand on the small bases of miniatures, and it's miniature rocks of varying sizes. And where to get these, you can either watch my video called Pebble Hunt, or they're out in parking lots where the water is washing down small pebbles and they're gathering up together. You can't just really go out into the yard or even get beach sand or sand from Home Depot or anything like that. That's not going to work. You need varying sizes, and to get that, like I said, watch my video Pebble Hunt, or like I said, go look beside in the streets where it's washing on roads, on asphalt and concrete. That's where you want to collect these, not on top of real dirt. Okay, the type of glue I'm going to use, I'm using Carpenter's wood glue. Some people call it PVA glue. It's like white glue, Elmer's glue, same thing. I like Carpenter's wood glue. It's yellow, dries a little bit yellow, but that's not a concern. I like it because of the strength and also the thickness of it. It's fairly thick. You can, in a pinch, if you need quick, you can use super glue. It's not cost effective. It's going to cost you a couple bucks to base 10 guys, and that's just, when this is less than pennies for 10 guys. So I'm going to do it in PVA today. Even guys, even stands that are you're going to flock over. Sometimes you want a little bit of rocks added to them. Even Sylvaneth. A lot of times if they have a little bit of rocks, added to them, and you want to do that. I like to do this step before I prime the model. That way, if I can spray it, I do a lot of models primed in black, and that's the color I want to prime that base anyway. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of the tips and how to do it real quick. Okay, the first thing you want to do is load up a brush. I got a little pointed brush about this. I don't even know what size. This is an 8. It's a little bit large for this, but you want to try to stay off the guy's feet. You can knock the little pebbles off later. I'm going to do his whole base, just like I did the Blood Reaver. I'm going to do his whole base. I'm going to come back and put a little bit of flock back on him later on after all this is dried. But the majority of his base is going to be made out of rocks. So I'm going to do that first. Now, one of the rules about basing with sand is you want to put the larger pieces first, and then work your way down in size. If you go a little bit over on the glue, you see how as I got up to the edge, I'm dabbing up and down with an up and down method. I'm not trying to paint across that. The thickness of the paint of the glue really doesn't matter. It can vary. If you got any on that edge, go ahead and wipe it off with your thumb and make sure it's completely off. If there's any that's a lot gotten on someone's leg, you can take another different paintbrush, drag it back off. Now go to the sand. The sand that I collected from the video and from the wash is a collection of all different sizes in there. You see miniature sizes. So like I said, I want to go biggest first. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to select a bigger rock, and by bigger I mean pea size or smaller for this guy. And I found something about like that. I'm going to put on the base. I'm going to do that first. Now, I go in, get another pinch, just like I'm pinching out for dip. Then I come up either over the trash or back over the bag, and I grind. And what I'm doing is I'm sifting. I'm sifting out the smaller rocks. And now I'm left with the bigger rocks. And those bigger rocks, and by bigger I mean a little bit smaller than the one I've already put on, I can drop onto the base. Okay? Shake off the excess. Now go back to it. I'm going to do it a little bit again, a little lighter, a little less time. That gives me the less time, the longer you do this, the bigger the rocks you're going to end up with in your little grind. Now for the final step, once he has those bigger rocks applied to the base, I just go back over and coat the whole base. Now if you just do this from the beginning, you're going to get too much of a mix, and I'm going to tell you the smaller sand takes over, and you're not going to get a good variety. You shake it out, over, check it again. If you have to come back, if you missed a big spot, if you were just too thin on the glue, at this stage, be real careful. You can come back and touch it again. Come back, just coat it over. Shake it over the trash. Now, as you can see what I've got there going on. Now, let that dry, completely dry. And as you see, what you're looking for is that variety of rock, so that it will catch highlights when you're dragging over highlights. And one more time, I like to do this when I'm, before I spray the model, so that way it's all gets base coated at one time. All right, thanks for watching, y'all. See ya.